Good morning, all my dear students. Today we are going to start with the next topic, and that is identity theft. But I'm looking forward for my students for the last class homework, which was not sent by many of you, especially from the humanities and the commerce section. So let's go with the topic today. Identity theft, already once we discussed. Now one more time, let me just do a recapitulation of the topic. Identity theft is what? Our online identity theft is the theft of the personal information in order to commit fraud. You can say the online identity theft is the theft of your personal, or we can say financial information in order to commit any kind of fraud. That is called identity theft. Now, identity theft occurs when someone uses another person's personal information such as name or Aadhaar number or driving license number, credit card number, and many other important informations. Now, stealing an identity is unfortunately or surprisingly easy to do and happens mostly to unsuspecting victims nowadays. An online identity theft is carried out through a mix of actions such as through phishing or maybe stealing your online purchase information, where you give your sensitive information such as your credit card information or your Aadhaar number. So please be students, please be very careful. If you're any of your friends or any person whom you know are sharing this kind of information, please make them aware of all these things. Now next is, when someone's personal information is obtained, what kind of commitment that the thief can do in you can say field of crimes. So that is a thief can commit, you can say a thief can commit the following crimes. What are the different commits that a thief can do? That is when he has stolen someone's personal information. The first one is called the credit card fraud. Now, credit card fraud means, because we are going to give our credit card numbers while we're doing some kind of online transactions and all, so a person can obtain a new credit card getting our original card blocked and asking for a duplicate one, and with this he can do what we cannot think of. Next is what is change your personal information. Now, what do you mean by change your personal information? It means thieves, after obtaining our sensitive information, he can use it, change it, and can use it for some other purpose. Now, we may be not getting any SMS updates even after a bank account are being robbed or something. By the time we will come to know, thieves would have robbed us fully without even our knowledge. Why? Because he has changed the personal information. Because of that, we did not get any kind of SMS updates from the bank also. The next is phone or utilities fraud. Now, what do you mean by phone or utility fraud? Is using our information, the thieves may get a new cell phone or get some utilities that require such information. That is called phone or utilities fraud. The next one is, or you can say one of the most important one, is the bank or the finance fraud. Now, what is bank or finance fraud is, thieves may take out loans for mortgages or a car in our name, for which we have to face the difficulties or the different bank related paperwork and different things. And the next one is the other fields of fraud. Now this consists of the thieves may use our Aadhaar number to get varieties of utility services or even obtain a job in our name, and after that, or maybe we can be in a big problem, or he can do is what he can rob us from any beneficial, we can say financial benefit that is on our name only. But if he is doing all this kind of crimes, now there are definitely some preventive measures out there. So what are the different preventive measures? Let's discuss some of them also, so that before we fall into a dig, we can save ourselves up to a little extent. The first preventive measures what you can think is how to protect our personal information. Always we should try our level best to protect our personal information. That is the first preventive measure what we can take is. Now this what is, we should ensure that all our identification and financial documents are kept in a safe and a private place, which should not be easily available to anyone, because we should provide personal information on, and one thing we have to remember is only when to provide our personal information when we know that how it is going to be used, by whom it is going to be used, and that personal information will not anyhow going to be shared with any other third party. The next one is always use unique IDs to protect your devices or accounts. And why is it said so? Because to access our online accounts and digital devices, if we use any login or password information, make sure that we should be in a unique way that is not easy to guess or to break. What we can do is we should avoid names or addresses or birth date whenever you are going to create any kind of password or any kind of login details. The password always should be hard to guess. It should be a mixture of special characters, numbers, capital letters, small letters, everything. Then do not use the same password for the multiple account. Usually we human beings have a tendency of we easily forget the password, so we prefer to have the same password in the different account, but that what we should not do. Each of our passwords should be unique, so that if one of them is compromised, the rest of the thing is at least safe. And the next one is use biometric protection. Now what is biometric protection? Biometrics are any metrics related to the human physical features such as our voice waves, hands, fingerprints, earlobes, retina patterns or iris patterns, DNA, etc. Nowadays, biometrics are more in use because modern age computing devices like smartphones, they easily provide the biometric protection such as fingerprint login or face detection technology. Nowadays, cell phones also available where after your face is there in front of your main screen, then only your phone will be on, otherwise nobody can go into your phone. But how the technology is rising day by day, there also biometric informations can be misused. So we should always take care of that. We should not be overuse it, and use it only at the places which you feel it is very confident and is not by any unreliable place. Because once biometric informations, what is actually happen is, if a person can steal that, you can change your password but you cannot change your fingerprint. This means that once your biometric data has been compromised, there might be no going back after that. So for this, for today's class, this much is what we like to wind it up. Please go through the notes very carefully and try to answer the questions based on the topic. And if you have any doubt, please feel free to ask. Thank you, everyone.